Hey guys, Weiss here. Welcome to another video. As you can see, I've been watching Zack Snyder's Justice League, the 4-hour epic streaming on HBO Max. And I gotta tell you guys, I really enjoyed it thoroughly. I absolutely loved it. It is so much better than the original 2-hour version that we got in theaters, the 2-hour so-called Whedon cut. We now have the complete 4-hour Zack Snyder film, his original vision, streaming on HBO Max. And that's one thing that's so cool about these streaming services. You get so much variety, so much versatility. 4-hour movie would be pretty much impossible in theaters because theater owners, distributors, and everybody, you want more, you want to be able to show the movie multiple times, a certain number of times during the day, and 4 hours just would not cut it. It would cut into the profits too much. That's the beauty of streaming services, just one of the advantages. So that is awesome. So glad we got to see this Zack Snyder cut. It's been a long time coming. And for DC fanboys such as myself, that is awesome. I really love the way the film fleshed out the characters, filled in gaps in the plot. Now, my son and I saw the original Justice League film in theaters, and it was 2 hours long, and I enjoyed it to a degree. I felt it was flawed for sure, but I had fun with it because I love these characters. And my son's a superhero fan as well, not as much as me, but he likes, the Marvel movies and whatnot, but he did not care for this much at all. He thought it was pretty bad, and I liked it just sort of on a fanboy level, just sort of like a grown-up version of the Super Friends. And but boy, the Zack Snyder's cut, the 4-hour version, is so much better. It just fills in plot holes. It fleshes out the characters so well, especially Cyborg and the Flash. You see much more of Cyborg's interaction with his dad and how he became who he is, how he became a superhero. The Flash, a lot of the goofy parts are, from the Whedon cut were taken out. Some of the humor is gone, which is a good thing in this case because Flash was a little too goofy, a little too pathetic in the 2-hour cut. In the Zack Snyder version, he's a little more serious, and some of the silliness is taken out, and he's a more heroic character. Yeah, he's still a little bit of there's still comedy there. He's a different character than the Barry Allen I grew up reading, back in the day. But he's an appealing character, and he's very heroic in the Zack Snyder cut. Gets more screen time, as obviously, it's a movie that's twice as long. So all the heroes get more screen time, but it's not just filler. Maybe the last 15 to 20 minutes, you might think some of that's a little tacked on or filler, but I enjoyed every bit of this movie from beginning to end. I'm not getting plot heavy here because I don't want to spoil it for you guys that haven't seen it. Yeah, you got to carve out 4 hours for this. So I figure a lot of you guys haven't seen it yet, so I'll let you watch it for yourself. I don't want to throw out any spoilers. I just want to tell you guys that I enjoyed it a lot, and I want to show you some of my Justice League stuff. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, if you could hit that subscribe button, that would be awesome. I've also got links in the video to my books and to my Patreon and all that stuff. I want to show you guys what, just some stuff in my Justice League collection, some games and whatnot. So I grew up watching the Super Friends, the awesome cartoon from the 70s and 80s. Now, yeah, they couldn't actually punch villains, and it was toned down from the comics, and, cartoon landscape was a lot different in the, late 70s and the 80s than it is now. But still, the Super Friends was a ton of fun. I absolutely loved it. Now, my first memories of seeing Batman was on the old Batman TV show with Adam West. My first memories of Superman were Adventures of Superman with George Reeve. And then, not too long after that, I discovered it in the comics. But my first memory of all these heroes was in the Super Friends cartoons that I grew up watching, in the 70s and early to mid 80s. Wow, I love the Super Friends. It's the first memory I have of seeing the Flash and Green Lantern and Hawkman. Why isn't Green Lantern in these movies? I would love for Green Lantern to be in Justice League. How cool would it have been for the Zack Snyder cut to have Green Lantern? Maybe Ryan Reynolds reprises the role. Anyway, it wasn't meant to be. Getting way left field because he wasn't in the film. Anyway, so yeah, the Super Friends, and I was so glad when they finally started coming out with these on DVD because I grew up absolutely loving Super Friends. It's a really convoluted way they came out with these on DVDs. They're different formats, and there's several, 2 or 3 volume 1s, but regardless, I ended up getting them all. Every episode of the Super Friends on DVD, and that is just awesome. So fun, you know, just basically flashing back to my childhood when, you know, you got up on Saturday morning, not a care in the world, and you could just have a blast watching the Super Friends, including the lost episodes, which weren't shown on TV a lot apparently. Not sure what was so lost about them. I don't recall off the top of my head, but I definitely saw some episodes I hadn't seen since I was a little kid. And this is really cool. The later Super Friends, the Superpowers team, Galactic Guardians. What's neat about this one is they did feature Cyborg, who's featured prominently in Zack Snyder's cut of the film. Really cool. Now, with before the Super Friends, I remember, and I saw the Super Friends first, but earlier cartoons were the Filmation Adventures, where you had these awesome characters. And I did see those a little after the Super Friends, but these are great as well. And you guys, if you haven't watched the more modern Justice League cartoons, these are killer. Very serious take on the Super Friends, basically, the Justice League. Really cool. Love those. And of course, I do have some Justice League video games. There haven't been very many, but I really like this one for the Game Boy Advance because it showcases the Flash, my favorite superhero of all time. Check it out. I love that box. Really cool. Justice League Task Force for the Genesis. There was also a Super Nintendo version. It's not a perfect fighter. The special moves are kind of hard to pull off with your controller. They're just difficult and not really worth it because you're going to get beat up on a lot while you're trying to execute them. But it's still a fun, hard-hitting fighting game, and it's cool to fight these heroes and villains against each other. So it's actually pretty fun. Justice League Heroes for the PlayStation 2. Again, not a perfect game. It does have slowdown and stuff, but it's a good action game, and I do have a lot of fun playing it. And yeah, there just aren't many Justice League video games. I want to show you guys this really cool old Justice League paperback that reprints some of the old Justice League comic books. And DC Comics, they've reprinted their early Justice League adventures in this series of hardcovers. Here's the first issue. Now, the art isn't as sophisticated as you'd see later on, but these are fun adventure stories. Really, really cool. Apparently, I was using my Texas Pinball Festival flyer as a bookmark at one point while I was reading this. That was a little unexpected. Anyway, I really want to hear from you guys. What did you think of Zack Snyder's Justice League? If you've watched it yet, please let me know in the comments. I'm real curious if there are any of you that didn't actually like it, because I thought it was fantastic. It really fleshed out the characters. It filled in plot holes. It made Cyborg and the Flash seem more heroic and less random. And it's just, in general, it's just a much better film. It's more fluid. It flows better. It's more fun. Fantastic. As a matter of fact, I'm going to watch it again early next week, or maybe even tomorrow. I enjoy it that much. I'm ready to get back to it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. That is awesome. You guys are great. And again, in the comments, let me know what you thought of Zack Snyder's Justice League. We will talk to you guys later.